stalwarts when it comes to education. Our education leaders are here today. Vinny ma'am was there. Vinny ma'am, are you there? I don't see. Just check, Sharda. I saw her a minute back. She's there? Okay.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mrs. Dillon. So nice to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. It's our honor and a privilege you are here. Thank you very much. We adore you for all that you do for all educators around the world. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here and privilege with any event that you host or any program that you host. You're so inspiring always. Thank you for your partnership.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Can't hear you. Oh, good afternoon.
So glad to see you, Leila. It's so nice that you're there, the moderator of the day. God bless.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Welcome all the panelists. Welcome all the keynote speakers. I'm very happy to be with you.
और उषा जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप आए हैं. Thank you so much, उषा जी.
मुझे तो आना ही.
My pleasure, ma'am. So sorry, was engrossed in the workshops for the last 1 week, and I took an off today. I said it's my last SDG, and I have to be representing Pakistan.
Nice, Bushra. Thank you for joining.
Hello, Bushra. How are you, Bushra?
I'm
Nice to see you again.
And thank you, Bernadine, for joining. We are delighted to have you. So nice. I'm sure you must have enjoyed your holidays and back again. Thank you. Such a support. So 1 minute to go and then we'll start sharp.
I'm not getting it. I don't know.
Hi, Paramjit ma'am. Manjuna here. Good to be here on the platform. Good. The finale is here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Tons of regards. Thank you for that. You know, SDG journey, it's not over. It goes on and on and on. Every time a different format, a different look, but the path would be same. So here we go. It's 6. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste from India to all my global friends, teachers out there, and to the loving students who have joined us on Facebook. Rise Up 2021, episode 17, SDG 17 conference, Friday, 10th September 2021. Welcome you all. And here we have our honorable panelist of the day. Our partners are UNODC, United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime, SDG Chopal, Media Partners, Smart Sustain, Macmillan Education, Next Schools. Project is initiated by Paramjit Kaur Dhillon and facilitated by Rita Singh and Bushra Naqvi. Rise Up SDGs 2021 is an international collaborative project. 1,064 educators from 61 countries are collaborating. 9,525 students globally are contributing their posters, raps, artwork, articles, write-ups, videos, Minecraft projects. 17 newsletters have been published with students' work. A plethora of is here. 131 panelists from 42 countries participated in 17 conferences, today being the 17th one. A shout out here. Thank you, my beloved educators, students, wider community for joining us in this journey of Rise Up for SDGs. Duration of this project was we started from January 2021 and then till September 2021, we are there. Conference is 60 minutes only, virtual meetings, second and fourth Friday. Agenda is always SDG goals. In September, 87 schools would be collaborating in September to celebrate SDG's 6th birthday. Rise Up ambassadors, educators to take the lead. And Rise Up goalkeeper students will be presenting the event from 17 to 28 September 2021. We pass the baton on to the students, till now educators, and now students begin presenting. So honored, so privileged, and lots of gratitude to a very special guest, Dr. Vinnie Johari, Director Education Advocacy, Microsoft India. Thank you, ma'am, a privilege here. Thank you to our very special guest, Ms. Ritika Chandaparuk, Director Education, British Council, India. Thank you, Ritika, an honor and a privilege to all of us in Rise Up for SDGs for having two stalwarts here. And now let me introduce you to the moderator of the day, Ms. Leila Teg, MI expert and Microsoft Master Trainer, Morocco. English teacher, global educator, Teach SDGs ambassador, international keynote speaker and panelist advocating SDGs, culture exchange project coordinator, ICT trainer, Bansi ambassador, Flipgrid Kami, Mood Kahoot, Wakelet, Minecraft education, edition, Canva certified. Welcome, Leila. And now, our keynote speaker, Mr. Neil Barker, Fellow of the Australian Council for Educational Leaders, Melbourne, Australia. Former Director, Pastor Institute of Educational Leadership, varied career in education sector, 37 plus years, educator in juvenile justice settings, specialist in primary schools and at the Zoo Education Service in Victoria. Former principal at Wales Street Primary School between 1997 and 2007. Thank you, Neil, for joining us. Then we have Mr. Cohen Timmers, Executive Director, Co-founder, Take Action Global Belgium. Teacher, author, keynote speaker, and founder of several global educational projects. Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts, MSc Technology Enhanced Training, Innovation and Change, Sheffield Hallam University, UK, and Professional Bachelor's Teaching, KH Slim University College, Asset. Researcher and lecturer at PXL University College and teacher at CVODE Verdun, Belgium. Founder Zelfistudie.be and owner Carfole VOF. Founder Kakuma Project, Climate Action Project, and Innovation SDG Lab. Welcome, dear Cohen. And now we have Ms. Sharda Pullabhatla, Kamala Nehru Public School, India. She is going to walk us through the newsletter, MI expert and MI master trainer, Flipgrid certified and Students Voice ambassador, Global Minecraft mentor, Wakelet ambassador, MCA, MTA, Nearpod and Kahoot certified, Adobe creative educator, winner of Global Build Championship 2021. Welcome, dear Sharda. And then we have Mr. Manjuna Gangadhar, founder, Smart Sustain, media professional and sustainable entrepreneur. 6 years with ISRO as researcher and producer at ISRO, VSSC, Thiruvananthapuram, 20 years with NDTV, content producer, New Delhi. 2 years with Smart Sustain, founder, reporter, anchor, Bangalore. His venture Smart Sustain is meant to capture and share information and innovations, trending news and advancement in the field of sustainable and eco-friendly practices around the world with an emphasis on profitability and societal impact. Thank you, our media partner. And then we have Mr. Rizwan Arif, the Lyceum School, Lahore, Pakistan, IT manager, middle and secondary school teacher, MI expert, NAC Geo certified educator, Global Students Voice, Wakelet ambassador. He is not well, and I pray for his good health today. And this young, beautiful young girl, Miss Smita Chanda Roy, Polish Language School, Kolkata, India. Postgraduate in English Literature, Assistant Teacher and Academic Outreach Executive of Polish Language School, Kolkata. Google Certified Digital Marketer, Diploma in Multimedia Operation and in Animation with Maya. Diploma in Computer Hardware from All India Council of Computer Education, MI Educator, Wakelet Community Leader, actor, and content writer. Welcome, dear Smita. And now, I take this opportunity to invite our all-important special guest, Dr. Vinny Johari, Director, Education at Microsoft India. Over to you, Dr. Vinny Johari. I'm sure you must have given the presenter rights.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Dillon, for inviting me to this wonderful forum. And congratulations for driving such a great initiative on building awareness on sustainable development goals and orchestrating and laying the right foundations for our future leaders. So really great effort on your part and bringing the global community together to share the best practices. I will just share my thoughts on the sustainable development goal number 70, and also share how we can contribute meaningfully and share some insights from the industry perspective. I hope that you can see my screen. So if we talk about sustainability, the partnerships are really important. So if we talk about partnerships, we talk about government, industry, and academic institutions. And in the partnership between these three broad entities, there is a room for play for NGOs, for the civil society, and international bodies. So one of these entities work with the three broad stakeholders to drive impact at the grassroots level. And this pandemic has taught us several lessons, and they're very valuable. The world is no more siloed. Whatever happens in one country, nobody remains untouched and unimpacted. So there's a global impact of such interventions. The second piece is there is a need to collaborate to solve global problems. It is not that the knowledge can remain confined to the borders of one country. So whether it is science, whether it's arts, whether it's peace, whether it's conflict management, the world needs to come together, partner, and work shoulder to shoulder to solve those issues. And then there are a lot of dependencies, hygiene elements, environmental practices, how sustainability can be driven across industry segments. And this entire charter cannot be managed by one entity. So the cooperation on science and innovation and various stakeholders, the likes of UNESCO, World Bank, ADB, British Council, for example, and multiple global companies play an important role in driving this mission together. And there is a need to bring in peace, equity, tolerance, and empathy, because we need to leave a better world for the future generations. And for that, we need to partner to share our resources and ensure that financial aid comes in terms of meaningful projects that can be scaled and are sustainable. So this partnership is needed because we need to strengthen access to science, technology, and innovation. And also we need to make sure that international aid flows in where it matters most, and nobody remains untouched on the planet. And if we look at the contribution of such partnerships, the schools and universities play a very important role. In fact, they lay the foundations, like leaders like yourself and the ones who are present here and beyond. The kind of partnerships that you exhibit lay the foundations for implanting the right values on sustainability and awareness. The second is nurturance through participation in global programs. For example, World Bank champions employability, reading progress. It champions various programs so that right kind of education gets institutionalized. And the third component is developing deeper understanding of issues of sustainability, wherein the role of industry, NGOs, government comes into play. How can you leverage technology to drive the change faster and mitigate the impacts of climate change? And this impacts all these interventions then feed into the policy. And if there is positive effort and partnership, then it results into positive and evolved ecosystem, which reflects in different industry industry programs as well. And here I would like to bring in some perspective from Microsoft on the global sustainability efforts that Microsoft has championed, and how the global partnerships fostered by Microsoft is leading to a positive impact on the sustainability aspect. And you can have access to this report on a worldwide website. And at the end of this presentation, I'll share the links as well. And by 2030, Microsoft is committed that it will, it will mitigate all the carbon emissions from Microsoft from ever since the time it was incorporated. And by 2050, they will remove all historical emissions as well. And there are lofty goals with operating with 100% renewable energy by 2025, and also having a carbon negative footprint by 2030, and then become water positive by the same year. So these are lofty goals towards which Microsoft is striving and has created programs to drive to achieve this goal. And there are 7 principles that largely drive our work in Microsoft's work in sustainability. The first is grounding in science and maths. I think it's very important to have that exposure and see and drive curiosity. Second is taking responsibility of the footprint that we leave behind. Third is investing in new solutions and technology. And fourth is empowering customers and partners around the world so that they live up to that grand vision and take steps to impact reduction in the carbon footprint. The fifth is ensuring transparency, having measurements, and then monitoring them closely so that you can see how the impact is getting generated, and using a voice on climate and the public policy related issues. And seventh is empowering our employees. So we work with on major programs to reduce carbon footprint, water recycling, water preservation, zero waste, and then driving the entire ecosystems with our customers, partners, employees, as well as the supply chain aspect as well. And Microsoft will invest over $1 billion on Climate Innovation Fund. There is also a movement towards having diversity in a workplace, wherein there is an interdisciplinary approach, and also there are strategic partnerships and funding support for research in the realm of sustainability and accessibility. And you can see that worldwide, for example, zero waste has been accomplished in data centers in Dublin, Ireland, Virginia, and other places. There's a 21 million tons of carbon footprint has been reduced by our top suppliers. And you can have access to so many data points on the actions taken collectively with the vision that I shared on Microsoft. And from education perspective, I would say that there are wonderful resources and pathways of learning for teachers, so that educators like yourself are championing the driving of SDGs. The second is even for our global educator exchange program and our global recognition events for students, themes like AI for good, leveraging tech for sustainability, reducing carbon footprint, energy, environment projects are encouraged. And technologies, Microsoft invests in technologies that lead to paperless, paper-free environments, and also teams that reduce travel footprint and brings the world closer. and even on empowering and building resilience in the communities. Accessibility features are a core aspect of our product development as well as software that Microsoft develops through tools like Immersive Reader. And we offer cloud credits and cloud for research as well, so that the carbon footprints can be reduced, and those data points and data analytics at scale can be used to solve problems and mitigate climate repercussions as well. So to sum up, Microsoft is completely committed to the cause of sustainability, and we value our partnerships with international organizations, with academic community, as well as NGOs, and partner with governments to drive change, to empower every individual on the planet to achieve more. Thank you so much for inviting me, and wishing you all the best for the missionary work and enthusiastic passion with which you drive your projects. Thank you. So I hand over the session back to you.
Ma'am, you are on mute. Thank you, Winnie ma'am. It's always a pleasure to hear you. Leave a better world is ringing into my ears. We'll work hard, make sure that everybody understands what sustainability is all about. And I'm sure with the children involved in this project, we would definitely be leaving a better world for all our children. School, university, academia, government, and then leveraging technology. Yes, that's the right way we should be going when it comes to sustainable development goals, advocacy and action, perhaps. And then, ma'am, in our newsletters, we use Flipgrid. We use technology in a big way. Art integration was one thing which we really believed in. The students were involved, the educators were involved, but the students were contributing. We'll be sharing the newsletter for SDG 17 today, and we'll be also walking you through the art gallery. We use Flipgrid, we use Wakelet, we use Adobe, Minecraft in a big way, and lots of voices of students have been recorded. I think it's more than 1,500 voices on Flipgrid itself for our project so far. Similarly for Minecraft, I have the numbers I'll be sharing with you, ma'am. Thank you so much for accepting our invite and joining us, and ever being that encouraging leader. We are so proud of you. Thank you, ma'am. Very kind of you. I now take this opportunity to invite a very special guest, Ms. Ritika Chanda Farooq, Director Education, British Council, India. Ritika, over to you. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me today. It's a great pleasure to be with all of you. When I was given this invitation, it kind of appealed to me instantaneously, because it is at the core of the work that I do every day at the British Council, where we pride ourselves in our ability to facilitate and convene. The power of convening is the power of the British Council, we say, bringing together people from different walks of life, people often who don't agree with each another. We like to bring them to the table for a conversation. So collaboration is really the heart and center of something that we do at the British Council. As I was listening to Ms. Winnie Johri speak, it struck me that if I were to put her talk next to mine, we would probably have a 70% commonality. So there is great resonance in that, and which I believe is a very, very extremely good thing, because it means that we are thinking together and in the same direction. So it was a comforting feeling to listen. But, if you have to speak publicly, it does give you a moment of panic in that sense. So, just to reiterate very briefly, some of the things, some of the problems of the world today, like food security, like climate change, like conflict resolution, and then the equity of gender, livelihood, inclusion, are so big that it is not possible for a single human being or a single nation whatever their sense of their own worth and greatness is to solve, If you look at some of the programs written in Microsoft or anywhere in any of the big IT companies, there you will find that they have, and I'm sure Johari will agree with me, contributions from people of every race, ethnicity, color, religion, creed, so in all the programs that we use, the amazing facilities that come to us to the tech sector is not the contribution of one human being, but the result of an amazing collaboration. And indeed, if you look at the internet itself, it came from the need of scientists to collaborate and is probably one of the greatest examples of what free and open collaboration can do for the world in that sense. So it still ceases to, never ceases to amaze me what a amazing place the internet is for that matter, and how much of a role it plays in today's, in our lives. So the thing that I would, ask schools and students who are logged in today to reflect is the thought that collaboration is not a choice. We don't have a choice about it. It is an imperative, and if it's an imperative, then how do we go about making sure that everybody understands how to collaborate? Okay. The second thing about collaboration is it's counterintuitive. You don't, it goes against the grains of our individuality, and it comes from our evolutionary need to preserve ourselves and to move forward, so it comes from that place. But to go above the drivers of evolution, if we want to be truly the masters of nation, and of our nature, the masters of nature, then we have to understand that we have to go against that instinct to put ourselves before others and to become altruistic, which we see a few examples of that in nature. But as I said, it's very, very counterintuitive, and it is something that must be nurtured in schools and made a part of our habit and our ethos and our values as we go along, So that's something that I really wanted to place before you all to reflect upon. If you think about scientists, when we were young, one of the things that we were asked to do is to talk about the names of great scientists, Nobel Prize laureates. And if you think about it today for a minute, the scientists that you think about are mostly dead or very old people. And in the current scenario, we don't, immediate geniuses don't spring to our mind, not because they don't exist. There are perhaps more people, more quantum of IQ in the world than there was before. But the reason they don't spring to our mind is because more important than the individuals in the contribution of our gene pool as a human race have been big research projects like the Human Genome Project, for example, for things like the CERN Hadron Colliders. So that's my importance of saying how important cross-nation collaborations are in solving world issues. The last thing I would say very quickly, because we would like to listen to everyone else, is an African proverb, which I would like you all to think about and reflect on, is that if you want to go very, very quickly, go alone. But if you want to go far, take others with you. And that's the, appeal to all of you, is to take others with you. And I think this is why I like joining this program, because it takes everyone along on the journey. Thank you very much for having me. I look forward to listening to all of you and for a great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Ritika. A pleasure and honor, and we are highly, highly indebted for you joining us. Thank you very much. You talked about equity when it comes to caste, color, creed, religion, and nations. Collaboration is imperative. Yes, it is. Cross-nation collaboration to solve world issues. So rightly said. Thank you so much. Fabulous views, and we salute you for all your views. Thank you, Ritika. And now we'll be moving on with this journey, and I'll be handing over to the moderator of the day, Miss Leila Tech. Leila, over to you, dear.
Hello and welcome all our educators, global educators from all over the world. This is Mrs. Leila from Morocco, and we are very happy to celebrate all the global goals, the SDGs and global goals, especially the SDG number 17. Welcome everybody with us. Now I introduce you to Mr. Neil Barker, our keynote speaker, fellow of the Australian Council for Educational Leaders from Melbourne, from Australia. You are the most welcome.
Thank you very much, Leila, for the introduction. I'm really quite honoured to be invited to present this keynote today. I marvel at this work that you have done since January this year. What an amazing effort. And I think a great example of Sustainability Development Goal 17, partnerships for the goals. You've been working through these. I marvel at that work. Congratulations. It's a wonderful thing. Because certainly in this SDG, we see that strong global partnerships and cooperation is a critical part of bringing together these 17 goals. It talks to us about partnerships at so many levels, as we've already heard from a number of our speakers this evening already. But even more importantly, it talks to us, I think, about the opportunities that we have to come together to solve and to recover from this global pandemic. And only by working together will we achieve these things, is my belief. So if we could go to the next slide, I'd just like to briefly talk to you about SDG 17. There are 19 various targets in this partnerships for the goals, and those targets are split into 5 particular areas of finance, technology, capacity building, and if we could go to the next slide, trade, and systemic issues. Now, I don't propose to go through the 19 because I would take up the rest of this session and probably an extra hour or so if we were to look at these too closely. But clearly, these targets are available online, and no doubt you've been touching on a number of these over the last 10 months that you've been involved in this work. What's probably important to know when you look more closely at these 19 targets, that there are 25 indicators as a part of those targets. And as we know, indicators are an opportunity for us to know whether we're making progress, how we're making progress. So they're important. And there are a range of custodians. Interesting that they use the word custodians. We could say that they were leaders of this, but custodians means that they bring people together into partnerships and into the collaboration that we've already spoken about this evening. So there's a range of custodians for each of the targets, and they're organisations like the World Trade Organization, the OECD, World Bank, UNESCO, and you'll find when you look more closely that there are sometimes it's one organisation that is a custodian. Sometimes there are multiple organisations to organise to be the custodian of that target. So I'd like to talk this evening just very briefly about education and how we partner and collaborate in education, because that's the place that we all come from, the passion that we have, the expertise, and the 4 things are, well, I'll start with the first one. It's partner where you can. My belief is that partnerships can be very organic. Sometimes we need to go out and look for them and create them, but it's when we're open to those things that we find opportunities to really collaborate and to partner strongly. So that could be business and community with a school. So it could be a bilateral relationship between 2 organisations. It could be a multilateral relationship between students and parents and teachers and school leaders, or it might be schools and a government department, or a government organisation and business and community. So partner where you can would be my would be the first element I think that's important in educational sort of cooperation and collaboration and partnership. The second is that we need to think about what are the key elements of partnering together, again, which we've already touched on this evening. These 6 elements came from work that we did when I was the director of the Bastow Institute in Victoria, and we were looking at how we brought networks of schools together to work on areas of mutual benefit and interest and improvement. So these sort of helped us frame that networking, that cooperation between anywhere between 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 schools. And if you look at and also this has been added to, it adds some of the more recent research. This is not an exhaustive list, and it's not, there may well be things in here that you are good at. There are other things that are missing from the work that you do in the partnerships and collaboration. If anything, I'd say probably the 6th, to me, is the most important, that when you're partnering with someone, that it's really important to be coming from the same place, to have a set of shared values and vision, and to really understand what those things are. So we might swap to the next slide, move to the next slide, please. The third area is about leadership. All of us know about the great power of leadership across the world and how important it is in education to have leaders who are embedded in the work and to look at to lead the improvement. There's some great research, as we know, across the world about the importance of leadership, and extra work about the value of collaborative leadership, where we're working together, where there's trust and shared power, where we're looking at the challenges and agreeing on what they are. So leadership, as we know, is critical, and it's critical in partnerships. And then the fourth area is, I think, future-proofing. I think if we're going to future-proof, if we're going to address the sustainable development goals and make great progress, then it's the students that are our future. It's them that this work is about. It's them that this work is for, and it's them that will lead this work over so many years. And so we need to be thinking about what are the skills, the knowledge, the dispositions we want our students to have, so that we're future-proofing this world and this planet. And Valerie Hannon, who I've quoted at the top there, has a really nice sort of frame where she suggests it's not just about helping this world to survive and our children to survive in the world. It's how do we create a world in which they can thrive. And I've just referenced here also the OECD Learning Compass. I think there's some really good work in there, and again, you'll find that online, but it's got some really nice work about what the sort of skills, dispositions, knowledge we need, or students need, for a very global, engaged, connected, complex future world. So they're the 4 elements. And I'd just like to finish on this next slide, just reminding people that there is a wealth of information in the SDG websites about each of the Sustainable Development Goals. But in particular, a reference I'd like to point out on that website is the Partnership Guidebook. It's got some beautiful information and resources and things that you can use. An example here is just a nice description of the range of partnerships that might exist for SDGs. And there's a URL on the right-hand side there. But if you certainly do an online search, you'll find this. So again, thank you very much for this opportunity to join you tonight. It's fantastic work that you've done, and I just congratulate you for pulling together from people from all over the world. So thank you, and good luck with the rest of your work. I look forward to hearing the rest of the speakers this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neil, for this nice presentation, very insightful. Yes, collaboration and partnership is the key to achieve all the sustainable development goals. Now, let's introduce, let's showcase our SDG 17 story. by Mr. Cohen Chimers. He is an executive director, co-founder, Take Action Global from Belgium. You are welcome, Mr. Cohen.
Hi, my name is Koen Timmers. I'm based in Belgium. I've been teaching for 20 years. And I believe that teachers can do more than teaching their own children within their own classroom walls. But also, I believe that we need to teach about sustainability, our planet, and that requires a different approach. 5 years ago, I launched a project in a refugee camp, and I started to teach refugees through Skype. I sent my own laptop to the camp, and they really responded well to my classes, science and English and math. I also noticed that it didn't really make sense for me to try to reach thousands of people, and I decided to involve more teachers globally. And so we had a community of 100 teachers after only a few months who wanted to do more. They decided to join the project and decided to teach the refugees as well. But they also involved their own children, their own students. And while my idea was to offer a free education to some of the poorest and most vulnerable people on earth, something special happened. The thing is that those refugees are giving something back to the global students, to students from India as well, which is potentially even more valuable. They speak about their dreadful lives, but still they smile from ear to ear. And so we noticed that there was growing a huge appreciation between both groups of students, the refugees and the students in India. And the students were learning about other cultures and habits and religion and hobbies and things, habits, things which are different, but this became our most important way to fight polarization. And so I was thinking about that framework. Something special happens while having virtual interactions, and this was way before we had a pandemic. So I decided to launch a new project, and the new project was about the SDGs, about the Sustainable Development Goals by the UN, because they offer a really good framework about issues we all have in every country. They may be different, but still we have the same issues, which are gender inequality, poverty, sustainability, climate change, etc., etc. And I decided to launch a new project on climate change, the Climate Action Project. It was launched in 2017, and last year we had a huge amount of participants of 2.5 million students and teachers across 142 different countries. And what happened is that we noticed the same happened. We didn't only learn in authentic ways about climate change, we also asked the students to come up with solutions and share those online, live with each other or through video messages. And what happened is that the students and the teachers really went the extra mile. They came with real life solutions, real inventions, which they shipped to students in other continents just to save them, just to help them and give them solutions to their problems. We had students in India creating a solar-driven cart. We had students in Argentina creating their own bioplastics, but also students creating a solar suitcase or solar lights, which they shipped to other schools. So they had free electricity. And the students learned a lot from those solutions, but by sharing those with each other in other countries, students from other continents and countries were able to replicate those solutions as well. Because this is what we really need to do. We always, when it's about education, we always speak about knowledge and sometimes even about skills, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, empathy, which are really important. But sustainability and climate change, they require a third thing, We need to know about climate change. That is the knowledge part. We need to be creative to find solutions, but we need to change our behavior as well. We can point to each other, but we all have to make a change. We have to change our attitude. And that is why we decided to grow a movement of students who are already passionate about climate change and sustainability, but only have been able to learn about it and not to take action. It's those kind of actions which make a change for a better and a sustainable world. And the project became a success. We had Bollywood and Hollywood actors, we had presidents, we have princesses, we have the Dalai Lama, we have the Queen of England, so many different and well-known public figures who have been endorsing the project. And we work with NASA, with the UN, UNESCO, we work with WWF, and all of the teachers are offered a free curriculum in 15 different languages, personalized assistance from our facilitators, and all of the students and teachers receive a certificate. So if you want to join, it's free. We will launch on September 27th. Please join the project, which is called Climate Action Project, and I'm sure you will be shared the right link so you can do registrations as well. And it will be for 6 weeks, and you will be able to feature and showcase what you and your students came up with. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen from Belgium. Very interesting what you have shared with us today, all about these collaborations. Now I am going to invite you to see our newsletter of the SDG 17, introduced by Mrs. Sharda Bhatla, Kamla Nehru Public School, Vara from India.
Hello everyone. It's my proud privilege to take along all the SDG warriors and goalkeepers on a tour to the newsletter of SDG 17, Partnership for the Goals. This newsletter front cover is designed by Vanya Sharma of grade 5 from DLF Public School. This is an international collaborative project initiated by Ms. Paramjeet Kaur Tindal, head teacher of Kamla Nehru Public School, facilitated by Ms. Preeta Singh and Ms. Bushra Anis Naqvi. These are our media partners. Highlights of our very own collaborative project. These are the panelists of 17th episode. This time, newsletter consists of 9 sections. Wow! Section A is Community Voice, where students share their experience of participating in this project through various goals. Section B is Newsletter Cover Design. Students creatively design front and back cover page on SDG 17. Wonderful entries by Seth Anandram Jaipuria School. 11 amazing entries by DLF Public School, PBPS Dwarka, Bal Bharti Public School Rohini, India, Sarla Birla Gyan Jyoti Guwahati, India. Section C is of Photo Stunt. Students painted scarves and kerchiefs with 17 colors of 17 SDGs. We had entries from Seth Anandram Jaipuria School, India, DLF Public School, Indirapuram Public School, Ghaziabad, Kamla Nehru Public School, again, and yes, we move further to section D, that is Art Gallery. These are the vibrant, colorful artwork from Alcon International School, India, Happy Schools, India, Seth Anandram Jaipuria School, India, Indirapuram Public School, India, wonderful entries. Amazing entries by Rotary Public School, India. Wow, so colorful. Sarla Birla Gyan Jyoti Guwahati, India.
কে বলছেন?
So truly depicted.
কে বলছিলেন বুঝতে
SKV
পারতেছি না।
Adarsh Nagar, Delhi, India. Well done, children. The Yenopaya School, Mangalore, India. Commerciala Nicolae Prezulescu, Romania. We also got entries from SK Batu Balai, Malaysia. SK St. Patrick, Malaysia.
রবিবার থেকে করবে। আপনার বাচ্চা কোন ক্লাসে ভর্তি করাইছিলেন? আপনার বাচ্চা কোন ক্লাসে?
185 entries from Kamla Nehru Public School, India. So vibrant, so
শিশুদেরকে
colorful,
মানে
amazing work.
বইটা আমরা একটা রুটিন করব তো উপর থেকে আমাদের একটা রুটিন দেবে রুটিন অনুসারে যেদিন বলা হবে সেদিন
The good work, children.
আর এমনিতে পঞ্চম
Golden Gate Global
সিনেমা
School,
চালু দিয়ে
Muradabad,
আসবে
India. PG Memorial School, India. DPS Nashik, India.
12 তারিখ দিয়ে
Move ahead with Bal Bharti
12 তারিখ দিয়ে 12 আর কি
English Language School, India. Bloomfield
শিশুদের মনে হয় কোনো আনা হবে না ওই মানে পরিস্থিতি দেখা তারপরে
Birla Girls School, Kolkata, India. We move ahead with section E.
ওইটা না সব করবো বলতে সপ্তাহে একদিন করে একটা শ্রেণী একবার সপ্তাহের প্রতিদিন পঞ্চম শ্রেণী আসবে শ্রেণীদেরকে
To visit the split grid link. Section F is for creative writing. Students contributed with poems, stories, write-up to express their learnings about SDG 17.
ওইটা থাকবে মানে সবকিছুই তো যাতে
Entries are there.
হওয়া সরকার তো সেই
Move ahead to Alcon
আমরা
International
চেষ্টায়
School.
আছি স্কুলে তো আমরা তো
PG
বৃত্তি
Memorial
করতে যাই
School,
বাচ্চাদের আনতে পারি না
India.
আর আমাদের আমরা
Commerciala Nicolae Prezulescu, Romania. Rotary Public School. Sarla Birla Gyan Jyoti, Guwahati.
12 তারিখ থেকে
Radiant International School, India. Delhi Public School, Nasik, India. And DPS Varanasi, India. Section G is for designing a logo, a justice logo to promote any SDG and see the DG creators. From DLF Public School, Ghaziabad, English Language School, India, Bloomfield Hall School, Johar Town, Pakistan, Radiant International School, India, Sage Anandram Jaipuria School, India, Kamla Nehru Public School, India. Yes, and we also got entries from Intrapuram Public School, India, IPS India again. Section H is all about We Sing for SDGs. Students contributed with rap songs dedicated to an SDG. Kindly visit the Flipgrid link and enjoy these songs. Section I, students, parents, family members made masks on SDG and shared their pictures promoting the same. From Kamla Nehru Public School, India, Secondary School, Kranogia, Russia, SK Batu Balai, Malaysia, DPS Nasik, India, SK Batu Balai, Malaysia, DLF Public School, India, English Language School, India, Bloomfield Hall School, Johar Town, Pakistan, Rotary Public School, India. Thank you so much for listening and do watch the video. Thank you so much. The cover design of the last page is designed by Dikshita Saikia from Sarla Birla Gyan Jyoti, Guwahati. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Very inspiring. We like what you have shared, and you know, sharing is caring. We are happy that you have with all these kids collaborating, sharing, even with the COVID-19. Now let's welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Manjuna Gangadhar, founder Smart Sourcing. You are welcome, Mr. Manjuna. You are welcome to speak and share with us.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and a special thanks to Paramjit Kaur-Dhillon, and it's a great initiative, especially catching them young, right? So the young minds are the most important, people to just start at the grassroots level itself. And thank you really. And Smart Sustain is a media house for sustainability, and I'm very privileged to be part of the whole the event We Rise Up for SDGs, and creating the awareness is very important. And we are into creating awareness as a Smart Sustain. And my name is Manjuna Gangadhar, and I'm the founder of Smart Sustain. Basically, it's the media house, and a little bit of me, why I connected to environmental sustainability is that I worked with ISRO. Now the Mars missions and all those days we have tested, and the whole space science and the satellite deployment, all technology. We are talking because of the technology which ISRO does it. So I'm very proud to be part of that for almost for 6 years. And later on, I moved on to New Delhi Television in Delhi, and I was content producer for environmental programs. Media House, not just about news also, we used to do a lot of programming on environment and sustainability, and many programs we did. One of the programs is a program called Greenathon. I mean, we all assume that electricity is taken for granted. There are many villages. I'm talking about a few years ago. They didn't see electricity at all post independence at all. And can you imagine, by 6 o'clock they are done. They would have finished their dinners early, and by 6:37 they will sleep. But we launched a campaign called Greenathon, where we used to give solar lanterns to the homes, small villages. We did particularly in Madhya Pradesh, a remote village where around 100 houses were there. So we gave solar lanterns to that. And once the lanterns were there, the life of each and individuals changed. Kids started studying up to 9:30, and the entire life changed for them. So that's what triggered me in terms of one of the simplest way one can do, instead of just talking about the government not doing much and all, we also can do a little bit on our thoughts on sustainability also. Then the next program we did it on Save the Tigers. Of course, tigers are in plenty once upon a time, but the poachers and a lot of illegal activities in the forest, so that they depleted. So we started this campaign called Save the Tigers. So it's not about only humans surviving, right? Only even the animals and microorganisms and insects, everything has to survive. So we did this campaign called Save the Tigers, and also the other program we did was Save the Coast also. The coasts have been we have almost the coastline. India has a huge coastline, and most of the pollution, the plastic pollution, are into the sea, right? The rivers get most of the pollution into the sea, and it's the biggest danger. Like the food we eat, like the fish we eat, and anything which is related to sea. I mean, this is the most dangerous things. So we did programs on that too. So basically, Smart Sustain creates awareness, which is also very, very important. And many people may not be knowing the benefits of sustainability, right? So in the long term, not only about saving the environment, but also it's also economic sustainability. You can save a lot of money too, right? So I mean, why not we adapt sustainable practices and businesses? It can be done. It's practical nowadays. So what we do video and written content. So that's what we create awareness, and we tell the people that, okay, listen, these are sustainable practices. We can do businesses with sustainability thing. And of course, the Sustainable Development Goals by UN in 2015 was a fantastic initiative, and many countries, including India, took the responsibility. And Sustainable Development Goals needs to propagate it to the right stakeholders, right? So that's very, very important. And of course, this initiative on We Rise Up for SDGs, Paramjit Kaur and her initiatives is fantastic, and we are happy to be part of that too. And as I said, Smart Sustain is the media house for sustainability. That's what we do. And see the goal number 17. It's so opt, right? Partnerships for the goals. So that's where the media house is a responsible house, where we partner with lot of stakeholders. That's what we do, and it's truly for sustainable goals too. So we basically partner with stakeholders like in the field of energy, like renewable energy. Water is the most important thing, as I told you about seawater. About what about the water, the inland waters also, the kind of pollution it's happening. We do a lot of content over it. We create awareness and how not to pollute the water. Conserve the water, recycle the water, and waste management is another thing which we create awareness to. And see, Bangalore used to be the garden city once upon a time. Now it's become a garbage city. I'm so sad about this city, and of course, it applies to India and rest of the world too. That's what we do. That and ICT. I mean, technology is the most important thing, right? One of the sustainable goals is also ICT, information communication technologies too, right? So which binds the whole sustainability activities too. And of course, wellness. It's not only about human wellness. It's also about wellness of the living organisms, the forest, the flora and fauna. Like it has to, the biodiversity has to be there. So that's where we create awareness and tell the people, tell the humans basically, not the living organisms, that it's our responsibility to keep the environment intact. As I said, Smart Sustain is the media partner for Rise Up for SDGs, and this is a fantastic initiative from Paramjit Kaur Dhillon, an educator, and she's driven with this mission from last 8 months. And on a daily basis, I can see a lot of activity. I don't know where you get the energy, ma'am. It's a fantastic energy, and you driven to educate the kids and get into so many people into that. And I'm really happy to be proud of this initiative, and I'll be continuing to doing the rest of the time. After this initiative, we'll continue to do on sustainability too. And of course, I'm very happy to be part of Smart Sustain of the whole initiative. We Rise Up for SDGs, and thank you for the opportunity and great initiative. And I'm listening to everybody, and I'll continue to listen. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Manjuna, for this Smart Sustain presentation and initiative. We like that you shared with us your ideas. Thank you, Mr. Manjuna. Now, let's showcase our virtual art gallery about SDG 17, introduced by Mr. Rizwan Arif from Pakistan, from the school Lyceum School from Lahore. What a beautiful art gallery celebrating the SDG 17 and all the global goals. Now I'm welcoming Mrs. Smita Chanda Roy from English Language School, Kolkata, India.
Good evening to the revered audience. The youngest panelist in this last SDG conference, I, Smita Chanda Roy, am elated and honored to be presenting the school story of English Language School, Kolkata, India. Next slide, please. We are here to share this evening our SDG journey of collaborations and partnerships over the last 1 month, focused on the motto of Goal 17, stronger together and leave no one behind. Under the mentorship of Paramjit Kaur Dhillon ma'am, English Language School, like so many other schools, started its SDG journey with students and teachers collaborating and partnering with their counterparts from all over the world. Our heartfelt gratitude to all our partners. The dark clouds of COVID-19 did not come without a silver lining. True, the gates of schools had to be closed down. But the floodgates of online collaborations were opened up. It kept our students and ourselves engaged in meaningful and the much necessary activities that are required to sustain a planet. In the last 1 year, meeting the objectives of SDG Goal 17, we collaborated with as many as 12 countries, 22 schools, over 1,500 students, and 50 plus educators. From February 2021 to April 2021, student ambassadors under Project Humane Happiness committedly worked on SDG 3, Sound Body and Sound Mind, SDG 4, Quality Education, SDG 5, Gender Equality, SDG 13, Climate Action, SDG 17, Partnership and Collaboration. Our students, along with their families, engaged in over 18 activities promoting these goals. As a positive climate action, saying no to plastics, Funlish collaborated with students of Malaysia and educators Nirmala Devi and Ruben Arumugam in a fun workshop where students learned to make tote bags out of discarded t-shirts, meeting goal number 13. Another series of wonderful collaborations Funlish would gratefully remember is the Readers Theatre with Russia, initiated by teacher Nadezhda Ivanova and Olga Nikiforova. This partnership enabled our children to collaborate, respect, and learn about each other's culture, festivals, socio-economic conditions, all of which would be the foundation of the stronger socio-economic and financial partnerships required in a bigger scale to sustain this world. Funlish also participated in a fun-filled language festival in a summer camp organized by Inspire Malaysia, also directed towards meeting the objectives of goal number 4. Funlicians enjoyed bonding over their favorite foods with their friends from CASD Jose Prudencio Padilla School, Colombia, an activity focused on promoting goal number 12, responsible consumption, and goal number 17, partnership for the goals. ePals and PenPal project was another drive to meet the objectives of goal number 4, quality education, and goal number 17, partnership for the goals, where we focused on the development of the language and communication skills of the children. Funlish hosted an international virtual music festival in which over 600 students participated from different countries, bonding over music and ensuring a lot of fun with family and teachers, all of which were directly or indirectly aimed at meeting goal number 3, sound mental health, and goal number 16. Music indeed had its own way of finding friends and forging partnerships with people from across the world, all for a peaceful tomorrow. Virtual tourism has become immensely popular over the last 1.5 years. Corina Shuzda from Romania and Nadezhda Ivanova from Russia enabled Funlish children to virtually tour France, Romania, and Russia. These collaborations were specially designed to meet the objectives of goal number 4 and goal number 17. Children loved these engagements and learning activities during these times of forced restrictions. Teacher Nirmala Devi from SKST Patrick, Malaysia facilitated a wonderful fun-filled session of book creation through book creating app for the Funlish children. This enables them now to give a free flow to their imagination, create their own books, collaborate with students and teachers from across the world, and in the process get shaped into true global citizens. We have been initiating these kind of collaborations to enable children meet the objectives of goal number 4, quality education, and goal number 9, innovation. And of course, goal number 17, partnership and collaboration. Project Greenathon, initiated by Dr. Mohanlal Karunakaran and Dr. Deviraj, has been a huge influence for Funlish Green Guns team, who have not only been participating in planting programs, but are also learning about new plants, ways of growing them, benefits of those, techniques of gardening every day by collaborating with all green enthusiasts from all over the world. We had our children engaged in this program to work on the very vital goal number 13, climate action, and goal number 15, life on land. In the limited time, it was not possible for us to mention every single project collaboration or partnership. So we tried to touch on some of those partnerships which we have found, left, or are going on leaving an indelible impression on the lives of our children and making them increasingly aware of the importance of making the Sustainable Development Goals a way of life. Once again, we thank all the educators and schools who have partnered with us. Thank you and gratitude from Funlish Language School, Kolkata, India.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear Smitha, for this inspiring and insightful presentation, introducing all and also the Funlish Language School. The kids were and the students were amazing, and also your partners from all over the world. Now I am introducing the excellent and the inspiring initiator of the SDG Goal 17 and Rise Up for SDG, Madam Paramjit Kaur Dhillon. Mrs. Paramjit Kaur Dhillon, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Leila. You have been a fantastic moderator. Wholehearted thanks to you, and thanks to all the panelists. Very much special guest. Now, with 17 goals being traveled and traversed, we have the goalkeepers and we have the ambassadors. So the teachers are the Rise Up ambassadors and the students are the Rise Up goalkeepers. We try to put them in this newsletter specifically for this, but since more are pouring in, we'll be adding more pictures to this. Yes, we can go ahead. We can run it through, Charu. So this is a special gift to all the children, to all the educators from all the schools, a prized position for everybody. This is the beginning of the story, beginning of SDG advocacy, beginning of art integration into SDGs, beginning of a thought process, beginning of a journey, which they say a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. This 8 months of Rise Up for SDGs is a single steps towards the journey of 1,000 miles. These little boys and girls of right from kindergarten to K-12, they're all involved, they know what SDGs. Thank you so much, my little boys and girls. Thank you to the educators, and not to leave behind the community. We have the community stars also, the parents who were there with the children at home because the schools did not open, and it was the parents who were supporting these goalkeepers and these educators. Thank you so much, my beloved wider community. Thank you so much, educators. Thank you, goalkeepers. Thank you, ambassadors. This journey would have been impossible without everybody getting involved. You're too good for words. You are the makers of your destiny. You are the goalkeepers. You're going to protect the SDGs and promote it everywhere. The global goals are our responsibility. Let us build a beautiful, sustainable world. Thank you so much. And with this, I take
Thank you.
this to invite Bushra over to you, please, for the tweet meet.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paramjit ma'am. You have concluded it so well. You know, it brought tears to my eyes. But yes, this is the beginning of another journey ahead. And as our very honorable speakers, special guests, they have said that collaboration is not a choice, it's imperative now. And we need to present ourselves to the people. And cross-nation collaboration is very, very important. And this journey will begin. And my very part is to present yourself with the tweet meet. So we'll be meeting with our tweet meet session on Sunday, inshallah ta'ala, at 8 to 9 p.m. Pakistan time, 8:30 to 9:30 Indian Standard Time, and 4 p.m. British Standard Time. So don't forget to join us. Each one of you is invited. Share this because collaboration is contagious. So let it become contagion. Don't stop, collaborate, and be a successful global citizen. Thank you so much. Join us.
Thank you, Bushra. Thank you very much. With this, we formally close our session. But we can share our experiences, we can speak out, and the chit-chat continues. We can say what we feel like. At the same time, I would like to inform everybody that in September, from 17th of September to 28th of September, we celebrate SDG's birthday. 10-day celebrations. From here, the ambassadors who have volunteered, they would be taking 1-hour show every day where they share what they have learned, their journey, and the students are going to present now. The time to hand over the baton, as I said, the students are going to take over from here. And in October, it will be the students who will be playing a greater role. We'll continue with our Rise of SDG's journey, though it will be something different, something beautiful, something lovely, and I'm sure that experience will also be good. With a big family like this, I'm sure we can continue. And SDG is not a one-day affair or an 8 months affair. It's a lifelong commitment. And we'll continue with this journey. All right. So we have got 8 volunteers. We'd like to have 4 more volunteers, and the collaboration of 6 schools, 1 leader, ambassador takes over 6 schools, and then they put up during the celebrations of SDG's birthday. Thank you so much, everybody. And now over to you all. Please go ahead and speak, and whatever you want to say, your experience, please share it. We are here. Yes, I would like a keynote speaker, Neil. How did you feel today? You know, the other 2 days you were there during the dry run, and how did you feel today? What do you think it's all about? You think we are on the right track? Yes, Neil, would you like to say something, please? You need
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, I missed. Look, as I said, I think this is a marvelous initiative. It's great to see students so involved in this work because, as I said, I think they are our future, and building their capabilities to take control of that future and to make the difference is so important. So that newsletter was a beautiful celebration, and clearly just the tip of the iceberg of the incredible work that's been happening. So yeah, marvelous to hear all of this.
Thank you so much, Neil. I don't know whether Ritika is still there. And Winnie ma'am, thank you so much for joining. If you would like to say the final word, it will be wonderful. Otherwise, I know you all are very busy leaders, education leaders, looking after great companies. Thank you so much for joining us. And now from amongst the panelists, we have Manjuna. Would you like to say anything? Now, this is an informal chat. It's all over. Thank you so much for being such a lovely partner. And thank you for committing to continue with us in this journey.
Ma'am, just one 30 seconds thing. See, I mean, why I said you should catch them. I remember when we were kids, we used to have a lot of bursting crackers for Diwalis, right? So the last 20, 30 years, kids have been educated against the crackers because of air pollution and noise pollution and also the child labor. So now the younger generation do not burst crackers. So that's a change which is brought. And similarly on sustainable practice also, you're catching them young. I think it'll take a generation, maybe 10, 20 years for the kids to imbibe sustainability in their minds and practice in their personal lives as well as the professional lives. And thank you very much, ma'am. I'm proud to associate all these speakers here, and the Smart System will continue to do content on SDGs. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Smita, the youngest speaker and the last one. Any word from you, dear?
Ma'am, I'm really honored. I'm really grateful. I'm really thankful to be speaking here amidst such huge personalities. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all the people present here for giving me an opportunity to speak. And I would love collaborating. I would love to keep on collaborating with people, with my students, with our students of Funlish. And yeah, this is just the beginning, and we will just rock it in the future.
Yes, that's the spirit. That's why we need youngsters like you, full of energy. Thank you so much for all your kind
Thank you,
words.
ma'am.
But there's you were one of the panelists in the very beginning, perhaps the first panelist for goal number 1 or for goal number 2. How do you find your journey with us?
So are you asking me?
Yes.
Yes. So, I'm fascinated by the project. So I and my student did quite a bit of activities. And when I look at the dates from January to September, and I even didn't have time enough to read all the messages you had in the messenger, to see all the pictures and all the newsletter covers and back pages. So I'm amazed by the activity children did from the very young age till the adolescent. So they are so creative, so inventive and involved. And what was amazing for me, especially amazing, so every time, so we had 17 goals, and every time, I guess it was Kamala Nehru Public School team created tons of activities on Minecraft, rap, dancing. So you are so inventive, so your creativity does not cease. It is endless. And I'm planning to copy all these ideas and just implement them in the classroom to keep on creating some things to sustain all those goals in our minds. Thank you very much. I am very grateful for being in the company of such honored, respected, and hardworking educators and students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Leila, please share your feeling, and how did you feel being the moderator as a panelist? The moderator.
Yes. Okay, I'm very honored also to share with you, to know you first and be with you today and being a moderator, introducing such great personalities, and keep in mind and try to keep be all keepers of the global goals, the sustainable development goals. And also what I liked is that hope, especially though we are in the COVID-19, and we see the students come up with great ideas, even with their masks on their faces, marking the sustainable development goals, or something about either about the environmental awareness, or about the gender equality, or about the SDG 17, the collaboration. And most of the educators I see here, like Mrs. Nadiza from Russia, and from Bushra, okay, I meet them most of the time from Joyeta to Mr. Paramjit. All the time we meet, and today it was very special. Especially because I see the kids who are the generation that we count for them to spread this awareness of sustainability. And thank you to invite me for this event. And I will be again more happy to be with you next time.
Thank you, Leila. Seema Gandhi, you joined a little late, but how do you find this journey, dear? Now you are one of the ambassadors to lead one day event. Thank you for volunteering. And how do you find everything? Unmute yourself, dear. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you. Okay, then if you can't unmute, you rejoin, and we can just walk around here, and then you can speak later on. Ayappa, sir, please, if you would like to say something. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, good evening. Warm greetings to all of you. Really, I have to thank Paramjit ma'am and first of all the British Council who make us to unite in this juncture. I want to thank British Council because they are the initiator for SDG in my life, and Paramjit ma'am is the the whole what I am today in SDG is all about Paramjit ma'am, I can say, and all the people here in this forum. So you taught me, and really my school people, especially the teachers as well as the students, they know about the SDG because of all of you. Thank you all. Thank you so much, everybody here. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. And we continue. And we continue.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Rita, ma'am, would you like to say something, please?
No, thank you, everyone. I know people are really put in there. I'm in a very different place. So it's raining badly. I'm trying to find a place where I can speak from. So basically, thank you, everyone. The way you people have put the whole program together, it was wonderful. And Leila, you were very, very good because you put wove the entire story together in a very beautiful manner. And I am mindful of the time of it's nearing midnight, Neil. Thank you for all that you have done for this particular conference. I know people like you are making it successful because if it has turned global, it has been truly because of the people like all those people who have joined us from all corners of the world. So thank you. I mean, network is going and coming in because it's really raining a lot here. And yes, and all the panelists, starting from, I mean, I don't really have to name them, but we've already covered them so beautifully. And thank you for all the stories, all the experiences that you shared, all the learnings that came our way. So thank you for that. And that's it. Thank you. And yes, as Paramjit ma'am mentioned, yes, this SDG conference may be finishing. This is a 17th episode. However, now the ball is in children's court. All these educators have already prepared their children, and I think that's a time. This is a time when this is a time they took over. So 17th onwards, next 12 days, it will be again an hour-long conference, same time, continuous 12 days. But then the entire load would be taken on by the students. So all the schools who intend to be part of it, all those educators who want to be ambassadors, want to take on one of the days. I believe, like ma'am mentioned, 4 slots are still free. Please join in and give platform to your students. And let's make it a more beautiful place for our next generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. About 85 schools are there who have participated in this project. All right. Bushra, would you like to add something, please?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much. We started the journey of the Rise Up for SDGs. 8 months. Kaise guzar gaye? I do not know, honestly. So many things, so many ups and downs. And we all have lived to the team building stages. That is forming, storming, norming, performing. And now it's the morning stage. But as an educator, I won't be saying morning stage. It's the celebrating stage, celebrating everything that we have lived, we have worked, and we have done together. Because SDGs, they tell us, they show us, they finish us with that, yes, we have to rise up for each one of us together. Me, we, and us make this world a better place. I love you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Bushra. Swati, would you please jump in and say something, your experience? You have been from day one, from the first goal, rather the first meeting when we initiated that we are going to start. At that time also you were there. How's your journey, your students' journey?
Ma'am, I feel a little emotional today. I don't know why. I'll agree with Bushra, ma'am. I do understand. Rita, ma'am, also put it. Yes, it's not an end. You said time and again. But something like, I'm sorry, but like it was a pattern we got used to over the last 9 months. And I would just say 9 months make a baby, a new life. This journey of 9 months created this new life, a family, a team of SDG workers, teachers, students, families putting their hands together. Actually, it cannot be put into words.
That's a beautiful analogy, Swati. That's a beautiful analogy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, because that's the way I felt. And that's how I feel. You know, both ways, like being mentored by you, Paramjit ma'am, Bushra ma'am, Charu ma'am, Rita ma'am, y'all kind of, y'all cradled us. And then we grew together. It was a wonderful journey. It was like there were things that we only knew theoretically all so long. But now we were living it. We were understanding the worth and importance of many things, and we understood the importance of actions. Enough of talking, time for doing. That was the most important thing that we realized. And this is a complete eye-opener, a kind of rebirth for us, teachers, ambassadors, as we call ourselves now, and definitely our children. Thank you so much. Gratitude unlimited, I keep saying. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. God bless you. Now we'll have just the last speaker. It's already, we've taken quite a bit of time today. Urifa, would you like to say something? We can see you. Would you like to say something, Urifa?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. Once again, even though I rarely send my student works, yeah, because of their tasks on school, but I really enjoyed this program. Yeah. First, gratitude to you, Madam Paramjit, and also I want to say Ayap Harat Mani, sir, which we collaborate for quite long. And yeah, everything new he told me, Rifa, this there is a new program and this and that you can join, you can enlarge your knowledge and something like that. And then I met Nirmala mom, then Winnie mom, for you, Nadia, and then Swati mom, and yeah, more teachers here. Well, I have think just like rebirth or become an educator, like Swati mom said that yeah, we rebirth with the new spirit, new knowledge, and something different from previously. And thank you so much for all educators here. I learned a lot from you all, and yeah, thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you. Nirmala Devi, are you there, Bete? Another stalwart. Where are you, sweetheart? Maybe left or something. So anyway,
Yes, ma'am.
there you are. Yes, you must say something. We owe so much to you in Malaysia. You
Yes,
have
ma'am.
been the woman there.
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Ruben Armugam. He was the first person who gave me the link to join the very first session of yours for it when ma'am, Dr. Charu and ma'am, you were around with Rita ma'am. So he was the first person gave me the link. He told me that teacher, please join this this collaborative project. It seems it looks like very interesting, and I'm sure you'll like it. It's learning about sustainable development goals. And then I told him, thank you so much, because I really wanted to learn
I think we lost Nirmala in the sense her internet is not there. We can't hear you, Nirmala. We can't hear you, Nirmala. If you can hear us, please. Are you muted?
Yes.
This week.
Thank you, ma'am, for everything. I'm so happy to be in this journey. It is just the beginning, not the ending.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you, उषा जी. अब जल्दी से आप बोलें और उसके बाद हम सभा समाप्त करें. Neil, we have a very, very senior teacher here. Yes, Usha ji, please go ahead and speak. You are the last speaker of the session, and we need your blessings.
And I think I have earned so much with this journey. The 9 months, it's been something I can't explain. And you have put in the seeds what are needed for all of us in the world to grow. The children are going to lead. And everybody, thank you, Paramjit. Thank you, everybody. It's going to be emotional for everyone, and also particularly for me, because I got so individually attached with so many people. It's so wonderful, lovely journey. Thank you, ma'am. You've been too good, ma'am. I don't know how you could create so much of love, so much of passion, not only amongst the teachers, but the children, their families, and their neighborhood. When we started, it was the neighborhood we were attending to. Do you recall? The neighbors, they were going all over to find, to help. What a journey. Thank you for this enlightenment. Thank you, Paramjit. Thank you, everybody. Okay,
Thank you,
bye.
Thank you and bye-bye. I take this opportunity to thank all the educators, all the students, their parents who have been collaborating for this beautiful journey. I take this opportunity to thank the team of Kamala Nehru Public School. I would like to thank Dr. Charu, the vice principal, very aggressive, who whenever we have a session, she's out for 2 earlier nights. She's up and out, sending certificates, arranging, managing. Thank you so much, Charu. I'm very, very thankful to Tejinder ma'am, the head of the computer science department. Without her, nothing could happen. Amandeep, the standby. If Charu's connection goes bad, Amandeep sir takes over. Balpreet Singh, Nidhi ma'am, and then we have also Miss Hardeep. She looks after the Facebook Live all the while. And Sharda, of course, she's there and she's everywhere around for all the chats. Everybody has a designated duty and they do it. And they do it 6 times in a month. 2 dry run, 1 final day. So they have been wonderful support. My beloved teachers, without you, this journey would have been impossible. You are the stars. I love you. I adore you. And I'm there always with you. God bless you all. We have a responsibility towards SDGs, and beautifully we are shouldering it. And now the team is bigger, the team is beautiful. And I'm sure we'll go on and on and on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for all the opportunity.